And we're live.
Did you guys have anyone at your schools who you were you thought might pull something like that?
Yes.
It was so I went to school pre-Columbine. In hindsight, yeah, I got a guy. Guy wore a trench coat. He used to cut himself with a razor blade all the time.
Like literally, though.
In front of people?
He would write.
See him?
No, but he would come in with the scabs, and he'd write words like "broken" on his forearm.
Ooh, yeah, he was.
You knew a teenager who wore a trench coat and carved "broken" into his arms with a razor blade. Yeah, that's definitely a school shooter threat.
This one time he carved, "I'm going to kill everyone."
And I just was waiting for a sign. He was listening to Pumped Up Kicks too. I thought he was.
I thought he was cool. I didn't. My dumb ass didn't recognize cutting as a cry for help and a wounded person. Mm-hmm. I thought it was someone with a high pain tolerance.
Yeah, dude's hardcore.
Cool.
Yeah, metal, right? Bro.
Dude, we weren't really hip to. I don't think I heard the term self-harm until I was out of high school.
Yeah.
But I guess it existed while I was still in it.
Well,
did you see that hardcore guy, Ian? Yeah, he carved in his arm, "I'm so sad." My dad molested me.
There was a movie called Lost Boys, and he kind of
I've seen that.
Yeah.
He styled after that. He had spiky hair that went up in the front and the trench coats. And
that's a good movie.
Know.
Yeah. The guy from 24 is in that, right? When he's young?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, yep. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. You know, I had a couple people that I definitely think. I went to a Quaker private school, so it's even better to know. And my class size was 90, 100 people. Wow. So even better to know, if you're putting that vibe out, your parents know. Everybody knows you're in this school, maybe to chill it out a bit. But he would carry bottles of Tabasco hot sauce in his bag, and he would just sip on them during class and stuff. He would wear all black, hair slicked back. He was actually, once again, I was kind of friends with him. He was a cool kid. I like to think that if he really wanted to, I would be asked not to come to school the next day, because but he was definitely darkness is my only friend type thing. Sat facing the wall at lunch when it was a normal. I don't know, just being weird to be weird.
Yeah, I had someone like that. I've said it before at my high school, and he was bullied so ruthlessly by people that I remember at one point, I had him over to my house because I remember going back home multiple days and feeling really empathetic and sad. This was during maybe freshman year of high school, but I would talk to my mom and I'd be like, this guy, Peter, he's just getting ruthlessly bullied. I feel so it makes me sad when I see it. And she's like, you should have him over. And I had him over, and it was we played Halo on the Xbox original on split screen. And it was okay, this number one, this guy's not as weird as everybody's putting on. He's just someone who was targeted for bullying. But number two, he's weird enough that I don't want to have him over again.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was I feel bad about that. But he was someone for sure that I knew would hit me up before he killed people and be like, Taylor,
kids,
don't be in your geometry class on Monday. And I'd be like, okay. And, all right, sounds good. You know what? As a thank you to you, I'm not going to report this ahead of time. Just to show I'm cool.
I want to be cool with the school shooter. I don't want him to look at me seething you promised.
You promised.
I had that same experience. So I was in college. Shit. I got thrown out of the dorms, and I stayed in this woman's house. She had some spare bedrooms upstairs, and that's what I rented out because I wasn't welcome in the school. There was another guy there, and now I recognize him as super autistic, high anxiety, whatever. But my dumb ass at 19 just saw him as not cool. Right. And he struggled in a really big way. He couldn't make any friends. He had great grades, but everything else in his life wasn't going well. He would commit suicide. Well, attempted suicide all the time. And some of the attempts were took too many pills, but that didn't kill him. Other attempts were a really weird thing. I came home one day and I hear this banging. I took a first aid kit and he was banging it on the mirror. And I knocked on his door and I sort of slowly worked my way in. I'm like, bro, you all right? You want to talk about something? And he later explained that he had this weird idea that if he broke the mirror, the glass would slice his jugular, right? So this is suicidal thoughts, but not really an attempted suicide. Anyway, I had this idea that we would play Frisbee. This was my brilliant mind at work to help this poor gentleman.
Hey, man, you want to kill yourself? Let's go toss the Frisbee, bro.
Exactly.
Let's go
let's go toss the pigskin around a little bit. You know?
Let's go
Get your mind off this.
Toss the Frisbee. We played Frisbee in high school and stuff. I'm not good, but I can throw it your way. And he can't. He was so bad at Frisbee. He would throw the Frisbee sideways. And I'm like, it's still closer to you. I'm supposed to get that. like you're off by 90 degrees.
Where, like, within 3 feet of it leaving his hand, it's totally this way. It's going the wrong direction.
I think he was hooking on his fingers and stuff. So, and it's in the wrist, right? You sort of let it go. He would just like hook it and throw it off to the total side. And it's like, I take it back. I don't want to play Frisbee. You suck so hard at athletics that
you should carve. I don't know how to throw a Frisbee into your arm.
Different guys. But,
oh.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one of those Frisbees that's like hollow on the inside? It's more like one of those like Xena
like
Warrior
ring.
Princess rings. Yeah.
Yes.
Those things are awesome. They go so far.
Yeah. They go far. I can throw a Frisbee flat, but if I put too much into it, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
With those rings, I feel like I can throw it as hard as I can and it stays flat.
You can throw it so far. They're really fun to play with.
You know how like you can like do that between the legs thing where you like lean back and throw it?
Yeah.
I remember like getting to the point where like I could do that flat for a long distance, and for some reason thinking like that made me cool. But like then you see somebody do it and you're like hunched into the ugliest position imaginable, all your belly's out, and you're and then you're throwing a Frisbee. Like, no girl is like, that guy can get it.
Between the legs?
Yeah. Well, between the legs, I think I want to fuck that guy.
What are you, 9 at this point?
It's like
no, probably like 13.
Okay, fully grown man in Taylor's case.
A fully grown man heaving that shit.